Less than a minute gone and they are inches away. Doughty will stumble, then he will hand it on. Looks how close they are and they have gone over. Within a minute, we said Onkaparinga would come out quickly. They have, and that is the first try of the game. Walter will go instead, make half a yard afterwards. Now there's a pick-up, and Tanaki will go over. Tanaki will score. Burnside in red time. And again to Adcock. Adcock will find Finney. Finney will put the foot down. Finney, I think he's got over.
Gibson's made the gap. Here we go. Look at that. Yeah, good movement. Great move, just good running line. Paddy. Oh, here we go. Big gap.
Oh,
well done.
well done. He tried to twist it.
He will turn around. Now he's going to put the toe down. He's going to take that shield. He'll go over the left-hand corner. Brighton really going to push away now. So the faded out version of the second verse of the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2018 Cooper's Premier Grade Grand Final. Your referee today will be Peter Snoop Jackson. He will be joined by Ben Ridley and Dave Gunning. Brighton versus Burnside, which has been, for the last 2 years, the rivalry. Alex Rockerberry, you're with me again. We are both rubbing our hands, I think, partly because of the breeze, but partly because of the anticipation for this one.
It's interesting. I woke up this morning like I was playing in a grand final, just because I know these two sides are going to go really hard today. So I'm excited to see how it goes, because it could go either way.
The stage has been set. Late change. Greg Black out. Kieran Lassen in. Not somebody we've seen too much of this year, Kieran Lassen. But that is a late change for Brighton.
Go a little bit either side, I'm happy.
Other than that,
Horrible and sandy there. Yeah.
it remains what we've seen before. Brighton
Very dry.
have had the weekend off after that 1-point thriller 2 weeks ago.
And we're back at Onkaparinga to settle it.
Grand final.
And settled it will be. There will be a winner.
Black skipper! Black skipper!
Nathan Satala, Blair Marshall. The two captains. And we are off and running. And Burnside will have first bite.
Hold that there, Black. Hold
Difficult kick off to take there from the start.
It was a wobbly one. Ashenford will find Marshall. Marshall will take the first run of the game. Big contact from Groves. Eliepa. into halfway. Ashenford out to Walton. Short ball to Moala Ivao. He will go over halfway. Little bit isolated.
Advantage.
Advantage coming. Oh, big clean
Playing
out
the 9,
by
7.
Ellis.
No, leave it, Blue. Played the 9.
I was going to try and get through the lineups, but I don't know whether we're going to get a chance to breathe, to be honest, Alex.
No, it's going to be going all day, I think.
The Brighton pack, Frentz, Fishwick, Cook in the front row, Murphy and Lassen in the second row. Satala, Groves and Fanaho will make up the back row. Half-back combination of Collier and Plummer. Abele and Butler will be in the centres with Joe and Pitter on the wings, and Thakau will be back there at full-back. But again, it looks like they've made some changes because Satala, it looks like he's playing at full-back. So Abele out to Thakau, to Satala, to Butler, made him stand up for it, made him do a little bit of work. It looks like there has been some wholesale changes for Brighton. We'll work on that and we'll work out what's going on.
Hold that.
Out the back to Plummer, to Abele. Thought about the kick, lost his footing somewhat and is met
Big drive there.
by a wall of double blues. Plummer's done well to come away with it.
He's taking it off his player in front of him, guys.
But a forward.
Scrum down, blue ball.
So it looks like there's change in the back row because 9 and 10 Collier and Plummer, yes. Joe and I think Pitter might have gone into back row. So Pitter's gone into 6. So your wingers of Joe and Butler. Centre combination of Abele and Thakau, and Satala has been given the nod back at fullback.
Interesting, you never know what you get with those blokes. Like they'll change it one week, might be completely different week the other. But you know, they're
chalk and cheese a little bit between Brighton and Burnside on that. Big blind side, which they've decided to go with. Marshall will come off. Oh, hit hard by Abele. Ashenford to Walton. To Samuel. And it will go out to Green. What can Green do? One-on-one with Joe. Doesn't do enough.
No, it's not out. Advantage.
Counter ruck comes. Side entry from Thakau, so another penalty.
13 in the side.
Tackle ruck more. Walton has gone. Walton is held up just short. Ashenford must have been so tempting. He goes. He's held short. Another advantage. Walton at the back. He will look to burrow his way through. He's held again. Another attempt to get there. Goal line defence from Brighton has been very, very impressive. Is there room out here? Again, they will knock on the door. Again, it's slammed in their face. Marshall will have another look. He's still short. Ashenford now will find Eliepa. The line rushed. They were okay because they had the penalty.
Burnside doing really well early on here. Brighton under immense pressure, and that's where your line's going to get fractured.
I think he just wants to have a chat.
4 minutes in, right? And there's been 3 penalties for offside down here. Okay. Sorry, but that was in the side. 13 in the side over there. Then 6 offside, and now 12 offside. Okay. It's not your official warning, but be very, very careful down here now. All right. Time's back on, guys.
So just a little bit of a chat. Time on. Please kick this. It's your grand final.
Points, please, guys.
Thank you. Just get something on the board.
Great to get those first points, but I think Brighton are getting away,
Nathan,
getting out of jail there a little bit.
I don't want it to be a trend down here, so sort it out now, please.
They were on the back foot. And,
on the line.
You know, penalties in the red zone. Got to be careful.
You did look after me.
So Eliepa will break the duck of the 2018 Grand Final. Put the first points on the Wojtek scoreboard. Burnside will lead 3-0. And to be honest, I thought it was going to start this way. It's been very, very cagey.
Yep. And I think with Brighton, the way they showed when they had the pill, they're going to attack all day, no matter what part of the park they're in. So we're in for some entertaining rugby.
Thakau will restart. A weird torpedo restart, but it ends up in the hands of Eliepa.
Tackle now.
Takes on France. Ashenford looks for a little gap, doesn't find one.
Leave it.
Lamsam, Meredith. Then it will come out to Benja.
Gone forward and pass, guys.
Forward
Come
pass.
down, black ball. We'll just bring it over a couple of steps, guys. It's not going to make a lot of difference. You got it.
The Burnside starting 15. Samuel Sambrook and Moala Iva will be the front row.
Jack, if you've
Ellis
got
and
anything
Walton in the
front line,
second
you can
row.
talk to me.
Devlin,
Bring
Lamsam
your
and
captains at
Marshall in the
fullback.
back row.
Having
Halfbacks Ashenford and Eliippa. In the centres will be O'Sullivan and Benja. Green and Barker on the wings and Meredith at fullback.
Crouch.
In complete contrast to Burnside, that thing never really changes.
No.
Set.
Collier will feed the scrum.
He's ruled it.
Messi.
Gone 90, guys. Come down, black ball.
Good side, Burnside. You know, they've been great throughout the year. Just unlucky, obviously, 2 weeks ago to get knocked around a bit there by
Black
Brighton.
line.
But
Let's try and
hey,
use it when it gets to the back, please, if it starts to wheel.
they know what they need to do.
I remember you talking to me about, I think it was Burnside Onka Paringa game, and sending me a message after the game and saying, how do we deal with that scrum?
Yeah. And also their pod set off the rucks, you know, they're really good. They're really good there. They're well drilled.
Ballet with his first chance to run, and Eliippa did enough. Collier to Plummer. To Satala. He won't like that one.
No advantage, guys. Scrum down, blue ball.
It's a little bit of nerves maybe, I think, early on in this game.
It does feel a bit nervy at times, and I'll be honest with you, it's, you know, it's everywhere.
My hands are shaking.
Yeah, it is absolutely everywhere, the nerves on this one.
Just going to hang on this side for this one, Joe, because it's a bit scrappy over this side. Crouch! Outside ready! Fine!
I remember thinking, I had a chat with Wayne Vincent yesterday, and I said to him, look, I think your forwards have probably got it.
Use it!
Backs-wise, it might be a bit different, but then you look at this Burnside backsline, and it's got Meredith in it. Meredith is just going to put his foot down. What can he do? He's got Barker with him. Barker will look back inside. Beat the first one. Beat the second one. Beat the third one. Inside to Green. Green just gets him verted. Just short of the line. Just a little knock on. Gets Brighton out of jail.
Great starter move there from Burnside. Got right on the edge of Brighton there, and they just had to jockey out of it. And that's unbelievable ball to Shawnee Meredith there, and he's done really well. Just unlucky there under the post.
I was about to say about Sean Meredith, who just flies under the radar. He's really unassuming. You don't look at him and think he's going to give you any issues. Best under 21 player in the league 2 years running. 15 and 16, sorry, 16 and 17. Just a heart as big as South Australia. So for all of the talent that has come into Brighton is being matched. Oh, Ballet just runs over the top of Eliippa.
Thank you. Hold there.
And I think that's what you really want from your club, the junior through to a senior player, and that's what Shawnee's done.
And let's be honest, Brighton have it as well. Satala is probably one of them.
Tackle, roll blue. Vantage offside, 12.
Lining up on the left side here, Brighton.
It is a very, very structured game of rugby that we're seeing at the moment as France is met by Ellis.
No advantage, 12 offside.
12 offside, so people are a little bit keen, you would think, to get involved. Peter is down. I don't know whether it's running repairs on his boots or whether it's an injury.
Credit to Peter. You'll probably see him on the deck about 3 times a game. I don't know whether he's injured or he's just having a little bit of spell, but you know, if it helps the boys get back into the game, it's great. But another very dangerous player for Brighton.
Elusive is probably the best word for him. To be honest, it'd be like trying to put an octopus in a string bag. Tackling him.
No numbers called now.
So Fishwick will put the ball in. Another trend of Orr, and he's missed his first target. Sambrook, he can't gather it either.
Not straight, blue. What would you like? Blue. Blue. Not straight, what would you like? Scrum or line out? Scrum down, guys. Sorry, where's the mark, Ben? Thank you.
A theme that Brighton have is they like that quick line out.
There's the mark, guys.
They like to go really, really quick and get in there, and difficult on a nervy day.
If you do that, you're gonna might be rushing it a bit, and I think that's what's happened there to them. So
Crouch.
they're going to need to hit the nail on the head early.
Bind. Set.
So Ashenford will put the ball into the scrum. Find Eliippa. Nice flat ball to Bender, and that's gone forward.
Scrum down, black ball.
Look backwards out of the hands to me, but I'm sat up here.
You talk about Brighton having elaborate backline moves. That was unbelievable from Burnside. Just unlucky for the forward pass there, but you know, he was under the post there.
Right.
Park your car through that gap.
Yeah, and warning signs for Brighton in that midfield.
I think from Brighton, because they love getting off the line, they love getting up and making a hit. So you're really throwing a 50-50 there. If you want to get off the line, you've got to make your shots, because those gaps open up if you get off the line, and I think that's how they'll get exposed.
Hold 7.
Burnside again putting pressure on that Brighton scrum. Collier will come off, look for an offload to Fanaho. Fanaho will just try and shake his way out of the tackle. I think there's been another change, and Satala's gone back into that number 6. I think they're just swapping and changing as they wish. Fishwick met hard by Walton. Collier to Fanaho.
Roll blue.
Plummer to Pitter. He will step out the first one, then give it to Abele. Had to have 2 shots at it. Runs through the first one. Sambrook can't get him. Lamsam will get him. Collier to Cook. Cook will just put his head down and go straight. Ball's lost to Lassen. Lassen gets dacked. Groves will go. Collier to Lassen. He will just run hard and straight. Pitter's having real problems with cramp or his ankles or something.
Offside, blue.
Offside advantage.
Smoking Joe.
He's out there. They have not given him any time or space, which I think even if you give him no time or space, he's probably still a threat.
Roll blue. Thank you.
Out the back, Satala to Thakau. He will just find a couple of steps, then look for the offload and lost it. Sambrook went flying after it, but Collier managed to clean it up. Ashenford has a go.
No advantage, guys.
No advantage for the offside.
Is that the mark there, Ben? Thank you. Number 12 again.
Number 12 again.
Offside.
Twice. He's going to get tired of it.
I think that's it, showing how much Burnside want to get off the line to shut down that space, so those blokes can't get a head of steam on. But if you're going to get off the line, you've got to make sure you do it when the ball's out of the ruck, otherwise you're going to get done penalty-wise.
That's twice now, Blair on 12 on that right side, or your left side.
Good communication there from Snoop.
So Plummer will nudge them down the line.
Big attacking opportunity here for Brighton, if they can get the clean ball.
It's an interesting shape that they've got, almost like a box. With Fanaho and Groves at the front, and Pitter and Abele at the back. And then Plummer stood at the back of that. Better from Fishwick. Collier to Fanaho. There is Pitter.
Oh, there he goes.
Roll blue.
Out to France. Lost it.
Is that going straight into touch, Ben? No, knock on. Scrum down, blue ball.
So scrum down, Burnside ball.
Didn't see it that way.
And a wonderful day of rugby.
Yeah, great day. Really, Onkers have put on a great day for South Australian rugby, and you can see it by the numbers of people that are still here to watch the final.
And Onkers do love their rugby. They are all still out here, and they are all still here in force.
Okay.
They were successful in the Premier Reserve final. Anka
Okay, that's
Paringa.
why you're both pulling that way. Let's get it nice and square, please.
Great game between them and Southern Suburbs.
Old Collegians getting up in the women's grand final. Port Adelaide winning
Guys,
the
you don't
Division
wanna be
1
giving away
reserve
front
grand
penalties
final
free kicks. That's
and
just silly shit, all right?
the Division 1 grand final. And this is the last one left.
Fine. Set.
Brighton getting a shove on in the scrum. Marshall had to get rid of it.
Now Black lost. No Black.
Said no a couple of times.
Number 4 on the halfback.
He'll leave the halfback alone.
A lot of penalties in this first 16 minutes.
Got to leave the half alone.
So still just 3-0 on the Wojtek scoreboard.
Hold that, Black.
Walton did well to get anything on it. Lamsam will duck the first tackle and then step inside a Cook.
Hold there, Black.
Ashenford to Eliapa. Was suggestion of a crossing, but
Tackle now.
everyone's okay with it. Ashenford will look to snipe. Ashenford finds a gap. Has Joe in front of him.
Tackle.
Joe makes the tackle. Sunbrook will stand in at halfback to Lamsam. Lamsam gets driven backwards.
No.
Walton tried to go over the top.
Number 11, offside.
Number 11 offside. Just everyone take a step back. We want to see some rugby.
Everyone really hyped up here. It's understandable being a grand final, but he's going to look to his pocket soon, I think.
So Meredith will push them down. There's just been moments where Ashenford has found some space, Benger has found some space, just haven't been able to finish.
Yeah, that's good.
Groves
Hold
has been
there, Black.
absolutely immense in defence. Walton.
Didn't contest. Zamal, hold. Now you can. Separated.
Lamsam. Ashenford sends it to
Roll,
Ellis.
Black, roll. Thank you. Too slow.
Thought he was okay on that one.
Going to have to take the points here too, I
Groves
think.
certainly
Black,
has a point
too
to
slow.
prove. Yeah, and the T runner, I think it's one of the Harley brothers.
Stop, please,
He's
guys.
halfway there before that decision was even made.
Sorry? Yeah, there wasn't a warning. I just told them to, settle it down in the grand final. All right, we need to be sensible. All right? But
He has a
if
fair
they give
point.
another one in the red zone for the same thing, then we'll look at it. All right?
Was he going to have a half warning, then a warning, and then a yellow card? Not a warning, and then a yellow card. So Eliapa will look to straighten, double the lead, take it to Burnside 6, Brighton 0.
I think Burnside really unlucky at the moment not to have walked away with a try in this first 19 minutes. Been saying that Brighton have done well to defend.
A lovely kick, not much follow through to speak of really, but does the job.
All hamstring that one.
So 6-0 on the Wojtek scoreboard, nearly 20 minutes gone.
I think with Keanu, you've got to really look at him for 3 points for every time you're in your 40. You got to take those points.
That's 10.
That is a fantastic restart. Knocked on,
Guys,
just the scrum.
total. The knock on from Black.
Just showing his
It's that
experience
sevens
there.
restart,
Yeah.
isn't it? The sevens restart that just hangs in the air for a day.
Put that on a dime, that one. Higher than Mount Lofty, and then just drops down, really hard to take.
And you will, I think
Crowd.
the Burnside player almost ended up turning around and looking
Fine.
into the sun. So Ashenford will play. What if Burnside got in their bag of tricks? Eliapa shows it, then gives it inside to Green. Green gets tackled by Collier. Ashenford didn't find anything he's liked, and then is
Tackle!
dealt with by Fanaho. Lamb-Sam will stand in at halfback to Walton.
Vantage, knock
Walton
on.
loses it in contact, turns it over. Abele, dangerous for Burnside. Broken rugby. Thakau, he will step inside. Got himself
No,
very,
nothing in
very
the play on.
isolated. Clean out comes.
Smoking Joe to the left wing now. He's working his way in.
Roll blue!
Fanaho will just run into midfield. Penalty.
Holding on.
Oh, hey.
Hey, out.
Couple from Groves.
Out.
Walton had a couple of words for him. Saw the elbow move a couple of times from Groves.
Thank you.
Tempers are flaring, I think, early on here. But, you know, that's going to lose you the match if you keep doing stuff like that.
So just not letting go. So just the couple.
Just go back for a second. You wait here. You wait here. Blair, come here.
Language coming through from Mr. Satala. We apologise. It is a
You're not the
grown-up
ref. I'm
game.
the ref, so let me ref it, please. All right. I want you to go back and have a word to your team. No. All right. Tell them to settle it down. All right. If they want to have a little bitch fight, all right, they can have it afterwards. We're here to play rugby, not slag each other with verbal crap. All right. Let's get on with playing rugby. All right. Go and speak to them now. All right. You're going to tell your team the same thing once I'm finished.
I'm not entirely sure Blair
7.
Marshall's going to go back and say anything.
Yeah. Good job, boys.
You've
No
punched
worries.
a player in the face on
Let's
the
see
ground.
what colour this is.
Okay. Go and have a rest, mate.
It's a yellow card.
Nathan,
Fair.
tell them to sort it out with the vocal stuff. All right. Time is off. Have a chat now.
So Groves will spend 10 minutes in the bin.
Time is still off. Blair, you've spoken to your team. Thank you. Nathan, have you spoken to your team? All right. Putting time back on, Dave.
So Meredith will look to kick to touch. And there'll be a Burnside lineup.
I don't think that's the last yellow card we'll see today.
No, well, we'll see. Ashenford at the back. Into Benja. Benja will break the first one and the second one.
Good run
Manages to get him eventually. I think that was a belly that got him. Ashenford now will look to the left to
Got it.
Walton.
Got it,
Walton made to Rich. That looked a long way forward from where I was set.
Scrum down, black ball.
Unlucky from Burnside. Put themselves in a great position there, but then that's just a skill error.
We talk about skill errors, and the other thing is if you're throwing big loopy passes out to that left-hand side, that wind is going to take it.
Cal, I'm happy if it goes on the wind, but that started forward anyway. Yeah. Let's go, Blue. Crouch!
So Collier will put the ball into the scrum. Burnside have decided, oh, they dropped the back? No, they haven't dropped the back, so there'll be 7 people in that scrum.
Take time, guys.
Taking away the blind side.
I'd like to say Brighton will kick it from here, but I don't think they will.
No, I don't either, to be perfectly frank.
Smoking Joe on the right wing there. Look for him to make a cameo in this backline move.
Fine. Set.
I've got a story about him actually next break of play. Massive scrum from Burnside, but it'll just be reset. So Joe went to the staff at Brighton and he said, my shirt's too big. He said, I can't wear it. It's too big. You need to get me a different shirt. They've had to take in that shirt 10 centimetres to get it to fit in.
You've got no flanker on this side. It's always going to turn that way.
He didn't need to be any more aerodynamic than he already was.
I mean, that was the only chance that people had was to get that trailing shirt, and he's taken that away from him.
Use it now. Use it now.
Collier to Plummer to a ballet. Can't let him get up ahead of steam. The second man got him. Blair Marshall got him. Peter met hard and early by Samuel.
Just a little message if you're still feeling a little bit hungry. The barbecue facility that's down there, the main school.
Still there, use it.
Still there, use it. I think it's going to be a Brighton ball, but that's about as messy as a ruck gets. It's like a 1980s ruck.
Use it.
All the time in the world there.
Fanaho, he will pick and go. Good yards after contact for Fanaho. Collier, Plummer, nearly lost it. Juggled it, brought it back in.
Lost now, Blue.
Collier again to Abele. He will kick it. Meredith sits underneath it.
Dangerous.
He will put on the boot. I don't know whether that was the timing. They're going to be 2 men down. Meredith isn't bothered. Abele's walked away.
He's a mile late. Don't have a rest.
2 down.
Meredith had kicked that, had time to sit down and have a drink of water before Bella had hit him there.
Don't know. Commitment.
No,
He looked committed.
Dead. It's gone dead in goal.
I don't know that there was any malice in it.
Did it land in the
I don't
field
think there
of
was
play?
any malice in it. I think that's just one of
Did it land in the
those.
field of play? Did you have the mark on that, please? Sorry, I thought it went dead on the full.
So they're going to put Brighton under pressure by making them throw into the line-out.
About where I am. Late tackle, guys.
Kick or kick. I mean, that's one of those margins thing, isn't it? I mean, I suppose the other thing you can say is it's clear that he's looking to shape to kick. From that point on, he's looking to shape to kick, so you've got time to pull out. But, you know, make you pay for it. I have to say as well,
right.
Jacob Devlin did well not to turn over that penalty.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
We got no ball.
Waiting on a ball. Going to test the leg of our number 4 official, I think.
We are it on Springer.
So let's see whether our...
14 minutes.
Well, he's got to work on that a bit. It's all in the ball drop. Mr. Pope?
Had the win there too. I would have just unleashed it all there, I reckon.
Yeah, Gary Pope. It's about the drop and the follow through, Gary Pope.
Thank you. Time's back on now, guys. Scrum down, blue ball.
Half an hour gone. It feels, and it's not normal. Normally, when you watch these games fly by. It feels like it's
taking its time.
Taking its time, yes.
Hold Black.
Marshall will go. He'll run straight at the number 10.
No, lost now, Black. Lost, Black.
Ashenford to O'Sullivan, to Benja, to Meredith. Good line from Meredith. Benja has to go and clean it up. Ashenford to Devlin. Devlin will straighten, run at Lassen.
Tackle.
Messi and Satala will pick it
forward
up.
In the tackle, guys.
Gone forward in the tackle.
Scrum down, Black ball.
You heard the call of slow this down. Brighton 2 players down now. Burnside have to capitalise. If Burnside don't capitalise on this period where Brighton are 2 players down, it's a big win for Brighton.
Crouch.
If you've got the wind at your back in the first half and you've got 2 of their blokes off the field, you've got to be scoring points. Have to be scoring points, especially in the first half.
We need to get the bind on both sides here, please, guys. Right, you're both missing the bind. We need to get that bind on, please. Okay. You're both missing the bind. All right. I need you guys to get a bind on before I can call the set.
Is there extra time for ref chat?
Do we stop?
Just wondering. Not having to go at Snoopy, but just want to know if there's extra time there.
Stopping the clock.
Bind. Set.
So will be a Brighton put in, but they are a player down, and Burnside is starting to dominate in that pack. Pitter will pick up, runs away from Lamsam. Devlin will get him.
Hold there, Blue. Hold Blue. Roll Blue. Thank you.
Murphy will come away with it.
No. In the side.
Side entry, penalty.
It's just lazy and silly.
So Brighton will manage to clear their lines, and they will get their own line out.
Might have to watch out in the commentary box here. This
Yeah,
one's
they'll
coming
probably
right
aim
for
for
us,
me
I
as
reckon.
well.
Oh, it's coming around.
That is it's just faded away. About as good as it gets, really.
Please, Karen, no, that was an angle. You were running straight at the goal
Brighton
post.
very lucky there to come away outside that 22 without having
On the line.
leaking any points there.
Like I said, if they get away, if they get out of this period. Nice line out off the top. Collier, Fanaho.
Not in the line out.
Up the gut.
Just straight over the top of Devlin. Devlin is in all sorts of issues. Collier, Cook, Murphy. Murphy will run around the outside. Gets dragged towards touch. While Ivo put his head on the touchline. It's an interesting tactic.
See, I think in that situation there, he was on the ground looking to play the ball. The only way his head hit the ground there is because blue player was trying to rolling back into the ruck. Therefore, that's pushing him in the touch. If we look at it, like, I think that they're just the little things, I think, that'll make a big effect on the game.
Well, Moel Irvo actually pushed his head onto the touchline.
Jamal! Hold black. Now you can come.
Oh, starting to get the maul going. Eliapa to wait an eternity for it. Out the back to Meredith. Meredith, oh, he hit Green exactly where he needed to. And he just didn't. I think he'd spent it before he caught it.
Knocked down.
I think we're about to see Groves come back into play.
I think one thing Brighton's done really well is they've said, look, okay, we've got two blokes off the field. Let's give them the sideline. So you've got good defenders who can obviously defend and overlap really well. So they're just going to go, look, we'll give them the space out wide, but let's not get done in the middle. But I think Burnside are working really well there to try and find a hole in the middle there. But it's tough. Easier said than done.
So Groves will enter in. And they'll probably just have a chat with him. I mean, look, to be honest, I mean, a yellow card for punching in the face, I think he's got away with it.
Yeah, fairly self-explanatory, I think, yeah. No jumper.
Oh, and it's gone right over the back. That's the second one that Fishwick has missed, and missed quite badly. Eliapa, he will just put it on the boot and turn Joe around.
Great kick.
Excellent kick from Eliapa.
Belter of a kick.
Best under 21 player in the state this year.
Sorry.
Well, I would imagine, we don't do the actual vote count, but I imagine that would be by a country mile. Well, Fishwick is going to come. Don't know whether he's getting the hook for his line out, but Logan Brown will enter the fray. The veteran.
Time's on, guys. Hold that, Blue.
Collier to Plummer. Satala got O'Sullivan at exactly the same time. Managed to shake away. Thakau cannot run away. Butler gets man and ball as well. Joe looked for a gap, couldn't find one.
Too slow. Roll away.
Too slow on the roll. Collier again wants to think about going quickly. Changes his mind. Plummer will look to send them down the line. To just inside their own half. Logan Brown will come off the bench and have to try and hit his first target.
Yep. Yeah, I think they both are on this side. Backwards.
Just a little bit messy, but it got there eventually. In front of the Burnside bench, there were some questions asked.
Use it.
Fanaho does well, shakes off the first one. Logan Brown comes, gets his hands free, gets it to Lassen. Now they're starting to get a bit of forward momentum. Plummer. Satala. Decides to take on Benja. Does take on Benja. Takes on a couple. Then he will try and roll out the third tackle. Lazy defensive running from Burnside. Groves will put his head down and he will go into the 22.
Tackle!
Now there is space out right and left for Brighton. Frentz to Butler. Butler will step. He will get through inside but just cannot run away. Then they will go out to Thakau. He will look to get his hands free. Does get his hands free. Joe will look for some space. And again Thakau will go. Again he will get his hands free. He will give it to Cook. Cook will offload to Butler. Butler's just driving the legs towards the try line. Can he get close enough?
Too slow, advantage.
Advantage. Numbers left, numbers right. Penalty. Whistle.
Bit of cheddar coming here, I think, Dave.
I'm not sure whether he's going to go to his pocket, but it's almost cynical. They were on the back foot.
No, he didn't roll away, okay? No, he made the tackle, but he didn't roll away at all, didn't even try. All right, that's really cynical, 2 metres out. All right, so just have a word to him and tell him to be careful, please. All right, I don't want to give past for silly shit like that. Okay.
So there's another one.
Got to make an effort at least. Okay. Yeah. Time's still off at the moment. Got it?
I think you were pointing it out. There was a moment when Brighton made a break in the running, the defensive running from the backside of the Burnside pack, essentially.
Another sin bin returning.
It was just lazy.
Thank you.
Big bull of a knocker to Bele coming back on the field.
6. I need to see an effort. There was no effort. You have plenty of time to pull out of that. Okay. Next time I need you to pull out of it. Okay. Thank you.
I think that's fair. I think once you see that somebody's shaping to kick, you either go for the charge down or, you're never going to get there first.
Fine.
Unless you're running Jack Curtin down from behind.
No,
so we are back 15 against 15.
Safety, okay, everyone's gone down. We'll bring it.
About 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. I'll have a look. Okay. Still a black scrum. Guys, let's be sensible, please.
So Brighton scrum. Direct him in the middle. They have stacked the right-hand side. Butler sits behind. Abelle's out on this near side wing.
Fine. Set.
Groves will go. Groves will put his head down. Groves will roll over the line. Groves will score. Groves will score the first try for Brighton. In front of the Brighton fans. Burnside thought they held him up, but they just got to go back in. Reset.
Nothing better than saying sorry to the lads for sitting out for 10 minutes and coming back on the field and scoring a try, especially at this point of the game. That's really going to get those boys up.
He has been outstanding in this first half. So Plummer will look to add on the extras and take us to a 1-point lead. He will send it on the way. The flags go up. Brighton lead this one 7 points to 6 on the Wojtek scoreboard just as we go into half time. 4 minutes to go. See whether we can see. It's hard to see from there. Mr. Jackson has a much better position than we do.
I thought it might have been a strong win, Sean.
Burnside unlucky there. Has had some great attacking opportunities this first half, but just haven't been able to convert. But game's still young, and I think they'll get some more opportunities.
Straight out. Don't make these are the mistakes that can cause you all sorts of issues. We've got a message through, and it is a very, very good point. 8 minutes, 13 versus 15, and no points. That is a stat that Wayne Vincent wouldn't be very happy with.
That's a great observation, Chrissy.
Yep.
That's you got to be able to score points, especially when you've got two blokes off the field for Brighton. And now they've gone and scored a try. They're up by a point.
On the other hand, Richard Wasley be more than happy with that.
Very much so.
Collier will put it in. Much more solid. He went with that, but I don't think it worked as well as the other time. But Thackow just says, go away. But Joe, Smoking Joe, could not manage to bring that one in. I don't think it worked as well this time with the dummy run from Collier.
I think Smoking Joe saw the runway light up, but just didn't quite have the ball in his hands for that stage.
I think he was still in awe of the don't argue that came from Thackow. Over the top, Walton off the top, Lamsam to Iliapa. Devlin will run the line again. Now a little bit of a straighten from O'Sullivan.
Tackle, roll.
Good finish from
Step,
Groves.
Black, step.
Walton.
No, Black.
Ashenford will stand in. Iliapa
Isolated.
tries to run the angle, didn't
Black.
quite get there. Did enough.
Still in, no, still in.
Ellis will go.
No. Now.
Well, he will fire it out to Lamsam. Lamsam
nice.
between the legs to Green. Green has Marshall. Marshall will gallop away over on that far side into touch. Not something we've seen in a while. A free-range Marshall.
Please.
Very good run up the sideline there from Burnside.
Let's go.
Don't see it very often from Blair Marshall, but once he gets those legs of his going.
It'd be those big size 14s that have stepped out on the touchline there, I reckon. Looks like he's wearing flippers.
Yeah, it's certainly a very good advert for Nike.
Yeah.
They can put the biggest swoosh on the world on them things. Plummer to a belly, wrap around. Thackow. Joe will come around. This time he does get it. Inside ball to Satala. Satala will offload to Plummer. Plummer has to... There's that tackle that we talked about in the Division 1 game that I'm not overly impressed with. Brown. France will roll off the side. Collier, Plummer. At the back to Groves. Groves versus Walton.
Good tackle.
Collier to Joe. He will show. He will go. Walton just munched him. Murphy.
Roll blue.
A little bit of real estate behind the Burnside backline here, if he wants to just dribble it through.
Inside ball. Penalty.
No realistic attempt.
It's the knock on. I think I heard Mr. Jackson's watch alarm go off as well, so I think this will be last play.
Keanu pretty lucky there, I think.
Yeah, the yellow cards have stayed in the pocket. I think definitely in sevens it's an automatic yellow. I think in the 15s we're not being as tight on that rule.
He's known for his intercepts, or Keanu, so he's pretty unlucky there, I think.
Oh, good, Dave.
So, Brighton line out. Just over the top, but they managed to make it work. Abele will come around. He will just go straight. Runs over a couple.
Offside.
Groves will
No,
pick.
he's not in the play.
France will pick and drive. Murphy will have a go. Collier will now find Plummer to Abele. Abele will straighten. Runs over the first one, runs through the second one. Inside ball to Thackow. Offload to Butler. Butler just brought down from behind. Now they will look again. Logan Brown will put his head down, try and roll around. Numbers left and right for Brighton. Maul called.
Taken in by blue.
Half time.
Half time, guys.
Burnside really lucky there. Good defence though to hold him
Taken in
out.
by black. See, I do make mistakes.
1 point the difference at half time. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to step away. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back as soon as we can be to just talk through that first half and get ready for the second half.
combine all of those three things: functionality, great customer service and saving money. It's been an absolute pleasure dealing with Declan and his team at Voitech.
So welcome back. It is half time. I might just have a quick chat with you. I know that you've been pestered. This is your debut, and I believe you have a list of people you need to say hello to.
Well, I've cut down the list. It was about 30 people to start off with. Got to start by saying, there's going to be a lot of people in Fiji watching this, so got to say big Nissan Bulavanaka to everyone in the islands watching this. There's a few people over in France, Chrissy Sattini, who asked for a shout out there, so got to give him one. And also tough for us because we're not out there playing today, but Old Collegians lost to a good Burnside side last weekend, and so those boys are back at my house watching the game live stream.
Wreck it.
got to give a big shout out to the boys at Ashbourne. Behave yourselves, fellas. Don't break anything. And
leave it exactly how you found it.
Yeah, exactly. And I've counted the change drawer, so I know how much is in there. So enjoy it, boys. Great game, and I'm sure that they're loving it. But you know, Burnside have been playing.
As well as a shout out to Chris Sattini, I'm going to extend an invitation. I know he watches a lot, and I see him comment on a lot of stuff. Chris, if you're ever in Australia and you're here during rugby season, come and have a seat next to me. I'd love to have you come and sit next to me.
He'd have a great insight of rugby, especially, and he'd be able to do it in French too if you're into that.
Bon.
Bonjour.
Très bon. So we're about ready to go for the second half, and so Brighton will be kicking with the sun at their back in this second half. As we get ready to go.
Big wind here, second half for Brighton at their backs. I think this is really a 10-point wind, and it's unfortunate Burnside weren't able to capitalise on the.
Happy.
But in saying that, they took the points when they were on offer, so that's smart rugby, and still only within a point with 40 minutes to go.
Good restart again into the sun. Walton does well. Ashenford will sit at the back to Eliapa, to Marshall. Marshall gets Pitter and Groves almost straight away. Turned over.
Tackle now.
Brighton will turn it over. Murphy, Fanaho gets Samuels for company as soon as he catches it. Groves. Into midfield to Lassen, who is met very, very hard. Plummer to Abele. Abele will manage to shake the first one. What can Meredith do? Not enough. Offload to Groves. Groves has to tap dance his way around the bodies that fell in front of him. Blue. Collier again to Fanaho.
Got to go.
To Brown. Brown will straighten, looks to offload, doesn't quite get away.
Lost blue.
Collier again to Plummer. To Lassen. A little bit gun shy that time.
Tackle. Steel's good.
Steal is good. Burnside might have turned it over.
Good steal from Burnside there.
Walton will swing the left foot through it. What's the bounce going to do? It's going to hold up in front of Joe. Joe can't beat the first tackle, manages to get it away. Pitter will step back, come back to Thakau. He will send it into midfield to Satala. One more over to Butler. Butler one-on-one. Steps back inside, met by Lamsam.
Tackle now. No blue.
Lamsam thought about it. France to Murphy.
Roll blue. Thank you.
Collier. Plummer. Abele back on the inside. Abele will go again. And Abele will go over.
Boomfa! Big try there from Abele. He's individually, he's brilliant. And just being able to beat those one-on-one tackles, just really unfortunate there for Burnside.
Being able to beat one-on-one tackles, yes.
Yeah.
Abele can beat one-on-4 tackles.
Yep, that's very much, yep.
Good
individual try there.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, that's the first time that he's been given any sort of time and space, and off he goes. And Meredith is one of the better tacklers in the league. And Abele made it look like he was standing still. Just a simple drop off. There's nothing major, and one too high. Stepped out of the low one, and just as soon as Meredith's feet were planted.
You got to take in the mentality with those blokes that they're actually, you haven't tackled them until they're on the ball, on the ground, and they've placed the ball back. You just got to stay on them consistently.
Plummer, that looks good off the boot, and the flags go up. 12 points to 6 on the Wojtek scoreboard.
And Burnside really need to reply here. I'm not sure, they might go the short kick-off, or they might drive them down in the 20 and look for that kick and look to get that line out.
There was nothing to the step, nothing to the pass. There was nothing fancy. We're used to seeing the bag of tricks from Richard Wasley. There was none needed that time. Murphy will gather.
Thank you.
Now they're back to Plummer, to Satala. Satala will send it out bounces its way to Pitter. Pitter off the ground to Thakau, to Abele. Fast feet from the big fella. Now he just puts the head down and goes. Again looks for the offload, finds Fanaho. This is a different Brighton side to the one we saw in the first half. Thakau.
Tackle now.
Collier to Cook. Samuels again rushes out of the line, finds
Tackle.
France. Tackle is called.
Lost now, Blue.
Collier to Plummer, to Groves. Groves will send it to Brown. Brown has a look, has Murphy outside and decides to just run straight through Green. Almost got away from O'Sullivan as well.
No, get your foot off me.
He was trying to roll away and Murphy just a little bit of
I've just dropped
footwork.
my comms, guys, so please.
Just a little bit of footwork.
Yeah, I'm just getting my comms back. Dave, you got me? I tripped over the Brighton halfback and lost my comms.
So Meredith will be able to relieve a little bit of pressure. There is
Comms
a
back on, guys.
Burnside player down.
No, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, you can't put your foot on him.
So Sambrook, who haven't really called him up too much today, but was outstanding. Walton gets a hand to it and Marshall has to deal with Fanaho. Good counter up comes, but they come over the top. On a side entry.
Just bring it over here actually, guys, so we get out of that sandpit.
So they will be able to try again. Good contest in the line out from Brighton in the last one.
Good platform here for Burnside.
Walton that time can bring it down. Can they get it going forward?
Just going
Gets
sideways.
beaten up.
That's one.
You know, doing that
Now you can come.
every week, Walton. Generally has someone hanging off his neck when he comes down. Now they have got it going forward. There was only one way that was going to happen, and that's the way it is.
No advantage, pulling it down.
Now they can really put themselves in a good position.
Here's the mark. Sorry, mate. Can't let you take it up there.
That's 3 penalties back to back for Burnside. They're really working their way down the field. So, look, Sean will probably put this out somewhere near the 5, and they'll go from there.
Once they get that driving maul going, there's only really one way it's going to come down. That's either a try or a penalty.
Hang on, 2 balls, guys.
Unless you get it really, really quickly.
Kieran.
Sambrook has to hit his arrows. Hit your doubles, young man.
Hold that, Black.
Outside arm, Lamsam has to clear it up. Eliapa, O'Sullivan, Benja. A wall of yellow and black in front of
No
him.
loss, Black.
Penalty. I think someone now is going to go.
When I say no black, right, it means that you need to leave it alone. Okay? The next one will go down here.
So there is the warning.
No,
Next
he
one
didn't.
down here will
No, he
go.
didn't. He wasn't the first person on the ball. He was the second person on the ball, so he's got hands in the ruck, and I told him twice to get off of it. He needs to listen. All right? The next one down here is going, Nate.
There's still plenty of time. You can take your points and go
yellow
again.
warning, and there's 22. Okay? Shot, please, guys.
Smart from Burnside. All they need to do really is just back their process. Once they get in here, just keep making Brighton leak points, and then when you get a good flow on, I think they'll be able to score points. But
as far as Burnside go, there's a lot of opportunity that's been there, and they just haven't managed to. They had 8 minutes with 2 players down.
Yep.
They had the win in the first half. They had the breaks. They just couldn't capitalise on any of it. And right at the death, Brighton came out, scored the try. And then you give Abele any time and space and he will go. The flags go up and 14-9 on the Wojtek scoreboard.
Very much in touch still here, Burnside.
It is, I said it last week, and everybody knows the old saying, I don't think the fat lady even bothers getting out the dressing room for when these two play.
No.
Because there's no point. It ain't done until the sun goes down here, I think. Walton underneath it.
Tackle now.
Gets the ground.
Hold that.
Ashenford to Marshall. He'll offload to Lamsam. Lamsam will try and wriggle his way through.
No, lost Black.
Ashenford does well. Marshall showed it.
Roll, no Black.
Lost his feet, Pitter. Half-hearted counter ruck came from Groves. Lamsam had to reach for it. Will find a little bit of a gap. He will run at Groves. Again, tries to get his hands free. Ashenford again.
Tackle.
Iliapa bounces one out to Walton, but it gets there. The old Barnes-Wallace pass.
Lost Black. Roll Black.
Barker will pick and go.
Tackle.
Groans as he runs into a ballet. Another penalty.
The space. 12.
Love to see the penalty count for this game.
I think there's been a change and they've brought on Dzeko, Burnside, and I'm not sure who's gone off. Might be Ellis has gone off, but they haven't found touch. Butler will look to counter-attack, breaks the first tackle. Now makes his way towards halfway. Numbers to burn out on this near side. Cook.
Got to go to Smoking Joe on the
Roll
wing
Blue.
here.
Thank you.
Now they're starting to work over Burnside. Brighton go back the other way.
Advantage high.
Mr. Walton comes over and gives his opinion, as he is wont to do, as he normally does.
Go. Black, go.
I think that was just a messy phase of play. Fred Samuels got him high. Then Nathan Satala decided to play patty cake with Ashenford's face. And then TJ Moala Ivo came over. And then I'm not sure there was some.
Yeah. What did you see with the hands before that? Did you think it was a fence to the face? Yeah. Yeah. So I'm actually going to reverse that.
It's an interesting one.
The penalty was actually for Black, and I'm going to reverse it because he got a player in the face. Open hand, okay?
Big call there, I think. Massive call.
You're lucky with the fact that you were rolling there and your foot's got on a player, okay? We're deeming that as accidental. What we're not deeming as accidental, though, is when a player's come in, you've just open hand him in the face after the whistle. No, don't argue with me. Don't argue with me.
Don't argue, that was the...
open-handed a player in the face.
The don't argue was from Satala.
Reversal. I don't care, Nathan. I can make it another 10, or you can just accept it. Yeah. But he didn't do anything other than try and get the ball.
So the high tackle from Samuel.
Punch, guys.
And then, Satala did just kind of slap him around the face a little bit.
Back on, Dave.
So he's reversed that. And it will be a Burnside.
Sorry, number.
It'll be a Burnside line-out.
3 blue, three blues.
Tough one there, but I think,
so Moala Ivo is going to, interrupt. Moala Ivo is going to go off.
If that assistant referee saw that, he's well in his right to change it there, which is unfortunate
a lot of us going on the breeze
for Brighton, but that's just how it works.
Not going too far. All right, time's back on, guys.
So I think that's...
Samal! Hold Black. Good now.
Now they're going to try and get going forward. Just went sideways a little bit. Now they're going to go forward. Ball has moved all the way to the back. Dzeko is there.
Don't keep going. You're fine.
Ashenford, Eliepa. Drop calls. again,
Knock
they've
on, guys.
built and they've built
Come
and
down.
they've built,
Black
and that
go.
last card
Leave
they
it.
put on the House of Cards just causes it all to fall over.
It's a tough
Oi.
one there, especially for your forwards there. If they rip in
Right.
and give you a good solid
Black
platform
skipper.
from that maul and you
Blue
knock it on
skipper,
like
the
that,
rest of you go away.
it's a tough one, real tough one. But in saying that, Brighton got off the line, defended it really well.
Well, there's a little bit of feeling starting to
Guys,
go out here.
It's starting to get like an under 10 game here where I want to
So
keep it up
as
with
we
you and I
start
wanna
to
push
get
you and
into
I wanna
the
shove
real
you.
meaty
Right,
bit
clean
of
it
this
up. Go
game,
and work to them.
and Callum
Right,
Walton is
get on
always
with the
someone who's
game.
going to come
You're here to
across
play
and
rugby.
try
These people don't
and
wanna watch you throwing
inject
toys out of the
himself
sand,
into
dude.
issues
They wanna
like
watch
this.
the game of rugby, right?
I think, yeah,
Get on with it, please.
I think anyone, especially him being him, you just got to play footy. Don't get drawn into that. Like, if you're not in the ruck, you don't need to be there. Just play footy. And that's the team that's going to win this, is the team that doesn't worry about all of that niggly stuff. Just trust their process and play footy. They're not, like, these finals aren't pretty, but it's about, you know, just rolling the sleeves up and not getting involved in that niggly stuff.
So there's a player come on for Burnside. He hasn't got a number on. I think it's Hodgson. I think it's Chris Hodgson. Right? Could be wrong. The change. O'Sullivan has gone. Abele dropped it back inside to Thakau.
Tackle now. Lost now, Blue.
Out to the near side. Plummer will show. He will run around the inside. Has a belly inside.
Advantage, knock on.
A knock on. No knock on advantage.
No
There was a
advantage, knock
question as to how I think it was
I can
Ashford
make
who was
that penalty
chasing
to
him.
prove that I'm right.
Ashenford has done really well. Not worried about that bloke with the ball, but you've got to find those blokes who are off the ball and just get in that passing channel. And that's what you've got to do with these guys, and you've done it really well.
Trust that somebody else is going to make that tackle.
Definitely, and that's how you do it.
Let's go, Black.
So Burnside scrum inside their own half.
Crouch.
5 points the difference.
Boy.
How did the ball end up over there? I was looking at
Don't knock
that.
the ball out of his hands. Joe, just take half a step, mate. Let's go, guys.
So the scrum has gone back and forward today.
Crouch.
I have to say that if that pass had gone to hand for Abele, that was you probably tacking on another 5.
Yeah, I reckon he was under the post there.
Marshall will go, hand away from Pitter. Plummer did everything he could. Ashenford, Iliepa, Hodgson, maybe.
Tackle now. Roll
will go.
Thank you.
Ashenford, Marshall. Marshall will just look for a little bit of extra ground. Nothing really doing.
Roll, Black.
Good counter ruck from Groves. Jekko will go. Marshall will send it out. Hodgson can't shake the tackle of Groves.
Roll out, Black. Thank you. Get his arm out.
Ashenford again.
Roll.
Burnside starting to build the phases. Eliepa will look for a gap. Can't find one. Not held. Ashenford, Walton. Walton will just run straight at Collier and Abele. Ashenford again. Had to be cleaned up by Barker.
Simultaneous, guys. All right, we'll just scrum it. We'll just scrum it down. Blue ball.
It's that tackle again. I don't like it.
What number was that, Dave? 4. 4 blue. And 19.
So 19 is going, which is Ellis.
Guys,
be replaced by Chris Hodgson.
Stolen as I've called the tackle. We'll scrum down blue in possession. Blue ball.
I think Chris Hodgson will go to the flank. Walton, sorry.
Got the mark. Hear him.
Too many Waltons.
Thanks, mate.
Alistair Walton is
way too many Waltons.
Alistair Walton is sat somewhere down below me. Done excellent work as a 4th or 5th official all day.
Boy. Set.
Marshall gets his big mitt on it. Collier did very, very well that time.
No.
Pitter kind of got himself in a penalisable position, but got himself away quickly enough. Walton will just pick and go. Lamsam pointing right, which probably means he's going to go left.
Tackle now. Step, Black.
Hodgson takes on a ballet. Tried to get his arms free, couldn't quite get his arms free.
Vantage, knock on.
Walton, the first real act in the game is to knock it on.
It's a knock on, guys.
It'd be tough coming off the
Settle down.
bench, especially into this sort of environment where, you know, one wrong move, but you just got to treat it like any other game, but it's definitely tough.
So we are about 20 seconds away from 20 minutes to go. And it's not been what we normally see from these two sides. It's been a very defensive game.
Crouch. Fine. Set.
It has been a game where neither side wants to give an inch.
Hold blue, hold blue.
Collier. Facao. Out the back to Butler. Butler met by Hodgson and Benja. Looks like Burnside got hands on it, and they have got hands on it. Lamsam has nicked one. Green. Hodgson. He will straighten it. Satala.
No Black, no Black.
Very slow. Groves again. Little bit of afters from Groves again. He's going to have to hope that nobody saw anything. Walton in midfield will run straight to the ballet.
Lost now, Black.
Gives absolutely nothing. It's like he's made of oak. Ashenford, Eliepa, Sambrook. First real time we've called his name in anger all day.
Get out, Black.
Lamsam, Tatoka. He will just rumble forward.
Roll, Black. No, no.
Ashenford has to go digging again. Walton, Green, Hodgson. Again looks to get her hands free. Little by little, Burnside are edging closer and closer. Walton will step inside of France. Walton will pick it up. Ashenford has to go and get it. Eliepa steps, shakes away from a ballet.
Tackle! Tackle!
Ripped by Logan Brown.
That one's a knock-on advantage.
Space to burn at the back. Penalty though.
Offside. The ball wasn't out.
Unfortunate there for Burnside. Did really well to get into that attacking 22, but these blokes would be dusted by now. Surely. You've got 20 more minutes to go.
Oh, it's close.
Ooh.
Not gone.
Last person you want to kick to as well.
Meredith will find Green. Green will just lower the shoulder, run through the first one.
Tackle!
Then he will take on Joe.
advantage.
Pops out the tackle. Support got there just in time, came in the shape of Meredith. Tatoka's going to go for a rumble again. Ashenford has to again go digging in the sandpit. Walton, he will straighten, find a little bit of a gap. Just about enough to get going. Lamsam!
Picked it up in front of the ball. He's in front of the ball.
You're going to have another look at that one.
And he's knocked it on. Dropped it cold. We will have to have another look at that one. That was the Nigel Lamsam try. That's what he does.
What's up, guys?
Let's have a look. Where does he come from? He does come from the side, but is there a ruck?
I reckon he's there. I reckon he's all right there.
I don't
reckon
see
he's
a
all
ruck.
right. The old Lamsam sauce special. That one's a tough one. We made a goal. We tried to keep that ruck channel there. We've got to lock that down because he'll do that, and he'll do it to you 3-4 times a game. That's how good he is.
I didn't see a Brighton player.
No.
There is no Brighton player involved. It's not a ruck.
Fine. Set.
Anyway, we move on. Ashenford at the back.
Another coach killer for Brighton there, not being able to quick tap there.
Hodgson will give it to Meredith, who's met strongly by Abele. Ashenford. Walton. Walton will get his legs going.
He's out of the way.
Ashenford to Walton. Big loopy pass to Sambrook. That's a better channel for him to be in. Hodgson puts his head down, takes on Cook. Patient build up again from Burnside. Walton dumped. Side entry from Ellis.
Don't. In the side.
They just cannot finish. They build and they build and they build.
We talk about coach killers. That's one there, you know, especially from a bloke like that who knows the rules. And I can understand, you know, it's a tough game, but that just puts your side under a lot of pressure. You know where the gates are. You don't need to fly in from the side like that.
Sorry, Clay. Thank you. No numbers called.
Unfortunate for Burnside there. They were attacking really well.
Murphy off the top. Pitter drops it. He's had a couple. Oh, and then he's kicked it away. Penalty. What options do you have? Because he's cost them twice now.
Still got 18 minutes.
One with the quick tap and then kicking the ball away.
The last 10 minutes all been coach killers. Ball not out.
No, and then we've done it again. Missed touches, dropped balls. Joe will look for a space, doesn't quite get through. Very, very nearly did though. Collier. Plummer to a belly. Looped out to Satala. Satala tries to take on Benja. Benja does enough. Collier, France. Cook.
No blue, leave it.
A belly.
Plenty of real
Oh,
estate.
he's nearly got through. Finally they bring him down.
Plenty of real estate downfield if they're looking for that little brother.
Groves will take on Walton. Walton with a good solid tackle. Ball and all from Walton. Out to Pitter. Another good tackle by Walton. Straight off his feet.
Straight off your feet, 11 black.
No real excuse for Smoking Joe. His centre of gravity should be lower enough.
What the call is.
Meredith finds his touch.
And Burnside with another attacking opportunity here, just inside the, just outside the 40.
This is, as we start to get to the pointy end of it, where the game will start to fly past. Marshall down.
Hold black.
Maul is called. Can they get it going forward? They're pretty safe. Again, they've just pulled it down. Walton has to go. He is isolated. Support comes. Lamsam sits in at halfback. Eliepa. Hodgson. He will look to straighten. Met again by a ballet.
Counter up.
Counter ruck is good. Counter ruck successful. Now there's acres of space. Thakal. He will go. 2-on-1. Satala. Satala rolling back the years. Putting his foot down. Meredith comes across. Ball still free.
Oh my lord.
Smoking Joe will stay. He will go. He will drop it. He will drop it.
I'm seeing it as a catch. I can't go upstairs. I've got to make my call now, and I've made my call.
I'll tell you the truth.
He's given it.
If I tell you the truth now, Brighton take that kick right now, so you can't reverse
There's
it.
no knock on either.
He's not even asked. We'll have a look. Oh, it's hard at that pace. He just has to get fingers on the ball. I think he's pulled it. I think he's pulled an absolute worldie out of his bag, Mr. Jackson. 17 points to 9 with the kick to come. So the 19 is already on the scoreboard. They're that confident in Mr. Plummer. So conversion is good. So Tyler again, good covering tackle. It came inside, picks it up, over he goes. He just has to have a fingertip on it.
Yes, mate.
Oh.
Not 10, Black. Scrum, please, guys.
Coach killer.
Another coach killer there.
Just bring it over a couple of steps, please, guys. Scrum down, Black ball.
It's just been those little skill errors. All 14 minutes to go from Mr. Jackson.
Plenty of time for Burnside here. They just need to settle it down a bit.
I mean, that's a heartbreaker. That try is an absolute heartbreaker.
Crouch! Ready! 5! Set!
Groves will pick up. Runner Eliappa, who just gets him by the shirt tails. Marshall will come across and finish it.
Thank you.
Collier, Murphy, Cook. Into midfield.
No blue. Yeah, but you've got your hands on the ground.
Walton was looking for the intercept and gave the space to run around. Pitter on that far side will give it to Butler. Butler one-on-one with Meredith. He will shake out the first one. Butler held him just short. Very, very close.
They're lining up outside here on the right for Brighton.
Collier to Lassen.
Thank you.
Joe is out here again. Plummer, Thakau. Thakau will shake away. Thakau will go over. Each one a nail in the coffin of Burnside.
Giddy up, boys.
And you can take away all doubt about that one. And Thakau still refuses to smile. Not even close to breaking the ground, Thakau.
Can't get complacent now, Brighton. There's still plenty of time to come. A couple of quick tries for Burnside. They can do it.
26 points to 9. Kick to come. 8 minutes plus red time. If it was to happen for Burnside, it would be monumental. But this is the Cooper's Premier Grade. When monumental happens. Plummer, solid, again. This is the point where the Burnside support need to lift. Thakau just ghosting through, still doesn't seem to have got out of second gear at any game that we've seen him play. Meredith helicopters it towards Murphy. Murphy does well.
Oh, no shoulders
no
there.
Arms in it. Can't stay in the pocket though.
Please, not behind my back. I need to see some arms, please.
G'day, Stewie Nut. I hope you're doing well over in Sydney, mate.
Plummer just makes absolutely sure. Was it caught by our cameraman?
Good, mate.
I think they did. I think our cameraman got that one.
Big muzzer on the mic. Sorry, should I say the camera?
Over the top. Lamsam will go. Does he have any support? Doesn't need it right now. Into the 22. Now the support gets there. Ashenford must score quickly. Ashenford will duck underneath. sniping away. Murphy grabs him by the shirt, gets him. Lemson will go again. Tatoka will pick and
I don't
go.
think he made contact with anyone.
Ashenford to Elliopper, out the back to Hodgson. Good line speed from Brighton, but Hodgson gets his legs going.
Use it.
Samuel takes a couple in.
No black. Vantage.
Vantage
No,
called.
hit me. Black. Hands.
Lamsam wants to go. Lamsam does go. Joe wasn't back the
Vantage,
10. And he did say any more penalties down here, there's going to go.
That's a red, I think.
11.
No, not 11.
11.
Yellow.
Not 10. He wasn't back 10, so it's offside. Away you go. No, away you go. He was never back 10.
Satana asking, what about taking contact? Joe moved left and right about 6 times.
Tackle!
They're off and running again. Elliopper, short ball, Walton. Meredith gives it. Hodgson scores. They've got to go. They've got to go quick.
Good from Burnside there. But they're going to need to do it again.
This is the hard part as a kicker. You know you've got to go quick, but you can't change your routine. Harrison Rahal are going to have to put the big legs in to get out of there. It's a big, big ask.
Big kick for the young fella, but I think if anyone can do it, it's him.
Just do it exactly the same as you have done before.
It's very loud.
Sets it on his way. Flags go up.
Good kick. I think that'll get the
Good try from Hodgson.
We had a sub somewhere in there as well, Dave. Yeah, one black's going off now.
One black is coming off. Jacob France will leave us. Donald
Jack
Clune
Reese,
will come
Jack,
and
come on,
join us.
Keegan gone. 7.5.
7.5 minutes left. You got it from the horse's mouth.
Let's go.
driving kickoff.
Into the sun. Sunbrook and Walton. The other Walton at the back. Tatoka will rumble forward. You're always going to get gain line movement when that big fella gets going. Marshall loops it out to Meredith. Now there's numbers. Benja. Hodgson. Brought down eventually. Ashenford at the back. Marshall in at first receiver. Lamson will give it to him. Marshall will run directly at Groves.
Gone now, Black, leave it.
Elliopper. Not really anything for him outside or inside. Very flat-footed. Walton. Loses it. A belly with time and a belly with space. Cannot keep hold of him, Walton.
No, he's let it go. Advantage over Black.
Out to the left-hand side, nobody there. Passed into touch.
No, it's hit the signage. All good. 6.
Walton will bring it off the top. Ashenford just ships it on.
Advantage, knock on.
Knocked on by Elliopper.
Played it in front of him.
And he's given a penalty. Why are we going quickly? Why? Thank you, Mr. Plummer. Well, it looks like they are going to try and bang another nail into this coffin because they're not looking at points They're going to put it out and have the line out. 7 meters out.
I think that's the difference between Brighton and some other teams.
Time's off, guys.
They've got the opportunity to take the points there, but
Time's
they
off,
want
Blue.
tries. I think they
Got no
really
ball.
want to seal this game, and they want to do it now.
Well, we are about to hit red time.
We've still got 5 minutes, guys.
5 minutes to go. 12 points the difference. It is a
time's back on,
gigantic ask for Burnside from here.
Some more.
Now the maul gets going.
Use it. Use it.
Groves will look to pick and go.
Roll Blue.
Rolls out of the
Blue.
tackle. Then they will go out to the left-hand side. Very, very close to that line. Murphy, he wants to have a look at it.
Hold Blue steps. 1 step Blue. Thank you.
Clune throws it out the back. Absolute
forward, guys.
miracle ball. Said it went
Down.
forward.
Blue ball.
Just see this pass again from Clune. I don't know whether
Play it down, guys, and he's in the scrum.
it's about as good as it gets from Clooney.
Time's off, Con.
Callum Walton down on a knee.
That
And
cut on the top of your nose finally got to you, mate.
look, to be honest,
You all right?
2 regular seasons.
Again.
For 2 years, only 2 losses. They cannot win the ones that it counts.
You're trying to get out of training on
They've
Tuesday.
been very, very close on more than one occasion.
It's unfortunate,
Sure.
I think, for
Time's off.
Burnside,
You can
because
take it.
they're a great club. They've got a great first-grade
good.
team. But look,
Time's back
if you
on,
can't
guys.
do it for your last game of the
Down
season,
Blue ball.
you're only as good as your last game of the season.
But you cannot take away from this Brighton side.
Boom.
A Brighton side that
Set.
does it when it matters.
18, straight down.
I think people talk about bringing people in, bringing blokes in, whatever. It doesn't matter really at the end of the day, because you've got to do it out there on the park.
And doing it out on the park is what they do best. And Butler will look to try and tack another one on.
No
Collier,
general play.
Plummer gives it away. Sandbrook will get one back.
No, lost Black, lost.
Oh, and it's gone in midfield as well, and Walton will drop it.
Unfortunately, summing up his day.
Bowker has
No
joined the
good
fray. Box kick. Interesting one. Penalty.
Black offside in front
Offside
of the
in front of the kicker. You cannot take away from this Brighton side. They are, if you ever have the chance to get to Rugby Union headquarters down at West Beach,
Still got 3 minutes.
and you look at the honours board, it is Glenelg, Glenelg, Glenelg. Brighton, formerly Glenelg. And then it is Brighton and Brighton and Brighton and Brighton. There is the odd moment
Thanks, Dave.
where somebody will come and stand
Had a
up,
good line on that
but they
one,
don't do it for very
appreciate it.
long.
Yeah, you talk
confirm
about
that.
clubs that have
Time's
been able to knock them off, and I've been fortunate
ball,
enough to
guys.
play in a team
Time's off.
that's been able to win a grand final. Same with Onka Paringa, and it's just unfortunate,
Here we go, just come off the
that
roof.
Burnside haven't won one, and I think they'll be there and abouts for a few more years to come. But it's tough for them.
Well, you were actually involved in a grand final, and one of the few grand finals that didn't involve
Time back on now,
any
guys.
a Brighton side.
It was at Brighton though, which
It was at
interesting.
Brighton.
Yeah.
But this group of players, and it is a different group of players to the one that won last year. If you look at who won last year and who still play, Logan Brown, Nathan Satala, Tremaine Butler, Jack Cook
No,
came
tackle.
back halfway through. Pitter was there, but there has been changes. And the changes have settled in, including the recent changes. But the men from CME Sports Lighting Field just once again have shown that they finished second in the league. They marched through finals.
Tackle! No, out of it.
They win when they need to.
Yes, I saw it. No.
So knock on. I think people will be asking the question every time there's a breakdown now. How
Well, then
long?
it's an accidental offside because he's kicked it into you. So you can take your pick. Or I can make it a penalty to prove that I'm right.
Let's go, Benson.
So Burnside will have to try and dig deep and keep going.
Let's go, Blake.
Surely Tremaine Butler here under the sticks.
Crowd.
He
He
deserves one.
needs some camera time, old Tremaine. He's
Yeah,
done
he
his hair.
deserves one. He'll probably go and find a camera when the final whistle goes.
It's out. Use it.
He did say it was out.
No, lost, Black. No,
So-
they're not.
Keanu Eliupa.
No, it's not out advantage.
Another penalty advantage. Tatoka has done well since he came on. Just couldn't
No
get quite
advantage.
enough.
Offside for
As
Black.
far as the difference makers for Brighton today, Collier's service has been very, very good, but you could almost make a case for the difference makers for Brighton today being Burnside just not being able to finish. And again, we see them get themselves into a good position and can't finish.
Sums up the day, I think, for them, unfortunately.
And then
But it could have gone either
you
way.
look at best players for Brighton. Abele has been big and strong. Joe, I thought, has been quite
Ball coming
quiet,
out.
but Abele has been strong. Thacko comes in and plays when he can.
Only barely needs to come
Best
out.
player on the park for Brighton is
play,
a
guys.
tough one. I thought Groves has played
Last
well.
play.
Murphy's been very, very well.
Last play.
But it's hard to choose a
Wait
best
him
on
the
ground.
stump. You're right. If he's coming on, come on.
And I think that's the best bit about Brighton's
coming on for
performance. If
Dave?
you're finding it hard to pick
5.
the best player on the ground, your team's doing well.
Yes, and that is massively important. As Callum Walton will make way,
Wait for the player to come off, please.
and that will be his season, and they will start the long
That's
road to
fine.
season 2019. That one is stolen. Have they got anything? Next stoppage will be it. Benja.
Roll, Black. Thank you.
Lamson will go. Hodgson to Eliupa. To Walton.
See you later.
Walton just absolutely munched by Clune.
No, Black. No, Black.
Ball is still alive. Burnside will
Advantage offside.
keep going with a penalty. They are out on their
9
feet.
and
They have
14
given everything
offside.
they possibly could. Sunbrook. Big shout from the Brighton faithful down in that far corner. They thought they saw a knock on. Ashenford,
Advantage offside.
Eliupa, another
6 Black.
advantage, 6 Black offside. Lamson does lose it forward, but we are
6
going
Black
for an offside
The next
penalty.
one will go, Nathan.
Big silly Sunday down at the Bay, I reckon.
Doesn't matter
I
if the
think
last play.
Glenelg is in for an
Been the last
absolute
place since he won that
monstering
line.
tonight. And if you can see them, they are waiting down in that far corner. They are waiting for that final whistle. There will be a stream of black and yellow that will come, but Burnside manfully fighting till the very, very end of this one. Ashenford again to Eliupa.
Roll, Black.
He will step inside. Marshall takes on a couple.
No, Black. No. 20 out.
Pride more than anything else is pushing the double blues at the moment, as they will edge closer and closer. Ashenford, Hodgson,
Tackle.
and it's turned over. Penalty.
no clear release, guys.
Did say the next one was going to go, and he's not going to yellow card Logan Brown in the final seconds of a grand final.
Oh,
don't do it. He's got Bowker. Yellow carded in the final seconds, so they're going to end up 13 on 15 again. Sambrook straightens.
Burnside have to go over here. 13 v 15.
Meredith, Eliapa. The defence from Burnside has been immense for the entire day, and she's on. There is a try, but she's on. She is all sorts of on in the end zone. There's little spot fires all over the place. I would say that would be it. And I have to be honest, if Groves get caught, because I think he threw one, if Groves gets caught, he'll still get a red card.
Go away.
Bit of carry on from that Brighton night. Not really what you want to see.
7.
Not in the spirit of the game. It is, he's got him. Red card for Groves. That's not the best way to end your grand final. An absolutely disgraceful end to the end of this one.
I saw one. It's a penalty for punching.
To be fair, Brighton win the match, but you want to have some class about how you finish it,
To be fair, if I was Lamsam now, I'd kick it out myself.
Missed it.
Marshall, 12 on 15. There is all sorts of room over here.
Held up.
Held up, that will be that. In 2018, there will be blood for supper again. Back to back for the Tigers. Not the best end to a game, but the Brighton fans don't care. Congratulations to the men from CME Sports Lighting Field.
Test of your club now is how you bounce back from this. You go out, you shake your hands, you have your time to be somber about it, and then you get your chins up, you go out and thank your fans who've come all the way down here. But for both sides, I think that's really important. And then you get ready for pre-season 2019.
Yeah, it's not the greatest end. And he didn't miss with a couple. Back to back. 2017, 2018, Burnside. Go down. Brighton win that one.
Okay, but you guys can look at the video later, all right?
Ladies and gentlemen,
right, but
there have been better ends to a season. From Alex Rockaborough and me, Dave Webb. Good night. Less than a minute gone and they are inches away. Doughty will stumble, then he will hand it on. Looks how close they are and they have gone over. Within a minute, we said Okaparinga would come out quickly. They have, and that is the first try of the game. Watson will show and straight, make half a yard afterwards. Now there's a pick up, and Tanaki will go over. Tanaki will score. Burnside in red time. And again to Adcock. Adcock will find Finney. Finney will put the foot down. Finney, I think he's got over.
Gibson's made the gap. Here we go. Look at that. Yeah, good movement. Great move, just good running line. Paddy. Oh, here we go. Big gap.
Big gap.
Oh, well done.
Well done. He tried to twist it.
He will turn around. Now he's